Hello. Uh, I'm responding to your request for some kind of testimony. I guess what testimony about Jesus or why he might be why his name might be different than Jesus. Well, uh, it just seems obvious that Jesus wasn't his name because. Jesus is one of those, Greek transliterations that were made up. So, uh, let me see. There was a famous Egyptian priest, and a lot of books refer to him as Thoth or whatever, or Toth or however you would pronounce it, Thoth. But if you look into academic sources, you'll find out that priest, his actual name was Tehudi. So it's a completely, different name. So anyway, I don't know. Jesus, his name, it should have been Yehoshuah, which is it's the name that we speak in English as Joshua. So even Joshua doesn't, uh, we don't use the actual Hebrew. There's an Englishized version of Joshua, but it is the same name. So like Jesus comes out of nowhere, as a name. I guess they just want to make a distinction between uh, Joshua, the patriarch Joshua, who brought the Israelites into the promised land, which fulfills the name Joshua or Yehoshua, which means that you know God delivers us, or God has delivered me, or whatever it is. That Joshua got them there, delivered into the promised land. And so Jesus had the same name, apparently. People have been calling him Yeshua, which simply means deliverance, or, some translate it as salvation. But Yeshua is like a nickname for somebody's name whose name is Yehoshua, whatever. And there was a Yeshua in the Bible. He was in charge of building the second temple, I believe, along with another guy. I think it was Jonathan or somebody. So now this Yeshua in the book of Ezra or whatever was his father was known as Sadok or something, which is not really, I don't think that was his real name. It just meant he was a righteous man. So anyway, so his father was like, the biggest Levite or whatever in the Jewish world at that time. So that was the father of Yeshua, the builder of the second temple. So anyway, uh, what it is that uh, the gospel, uh, that Jesus came. I don't know. People don't quite know what that means. Jesus was sent by God. And it doesn't necessarily refer to his whole life. It refers to his divine life. He was moved by God. He was transported by God. Joshua was responsible for getting the Israelites to the promised land. His name is, God delivers us. But Jesus was sent, by God in a much more immediate way. Um, and that's what I believe he means by being born again, you know, to come and go like the wind does. Uh, you know. And so anyway, Jesus realized the name Yehoshua in a much more, in a higher manner than the patriarch Joshua. The New Testament says that Jesus has made that name Yehoshua the greatest name in creation. There's no greater name. It's the only name that demands that we be sent by God, transported by God, that we go from place to place, and nobody knows where we came from, and when we vanish or whatever, nobody knows where we've gone. So that's the divine economy that Jesus brought about. That's what he intended. But of course, it's not easy to understand for a lot of people. Everybody, gets here from birth, and they're new to everything. So, the church has slowed down the idea quite a bit, so that anybody will, go to church, put up with it. But anyway, you're supposed to, love God completely with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your mind and your strength. And in that love, you're supposed to tell God about the love you have for your neighbors, for your friends, for everybody. And, if you love your neighbors, you recognize there are things that you need to solve problems. You tell God, I have to be at the appointment because, this is my dear friend. And, I don't want to disappoint him again. So anyway, um, that's what it's about. It's about being there, sent by God, reborn of his spirit. It's it's quite a gift. So um, I don't know. Been trying to find a way to tell people. The only way I've been able to say it really in a short way is that his name is the way to know the truth about life. And, the Latin Americans had a simple way of saying it. Go with God. That's it.